You think the crowd protects you?
But here's the terrifying reality. To an AI, a crowd is just a database. It literally doesn't even need your face anymore.
It can read your walk, your heat signature, your actual pulse from a mile away. It maps your digital bone structure. Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving deep into a deeply unsettling reality that we've found hiding in recent data. We're talking about the absolute end of hiding.
Part 1. The mechanics of the hunter.
So, researchers recently proved that modern digital hunters, they don't need to hack you anymore. Instead, they just use large language models to unmask you. They use this framework called de-anonymization at scale, or DAS. Honestly, think of it like a relentless sonar ping. It starts with stage 1, coarse filtering, which basically means it sweeps thousands of candidates and uses dense data retrieval to instantly build a shortlist. And then, the tournament-style match kicks in. The AI literally pits text samples against each other in this progressive bracket-style elimination, querying the model over and over again until it locks right onto you.
And what exactly is this AI looking at? Well, it's looking at the breadcrumbs you don't even realize you're leaving behind. Your go-to vocabulary, your specific sentence structures, even the exact time of day you normally post. It hunts down cultural references. Like, in one study, a user posted completely anonymously about walking their dog Biscuit in Dolores Park. The AI just cross-referenced that 20 detail with a public social media post, and bam, caught. Even wilder, new research is showing that emotion AI from your smartwatch can sync up with your physiological signals. So if your heart rate spikes when you're stressed, that data can be tracked. Just the act of feeling an emotion makes you a target.
90%. If you feed just a tiny sample of anonymous text to this system, it is devastatingly accurate. In one study, the AI analyzed anonymous accounts on Hacker News, which, by the way, is a forum where people explicitly use pseudonyms to protect their privacy, and it tried to match them back to public LinkedIn profiles. It hit a 90% precision rate. Let that sink in for a second. It didn't need a single password. It just needed your words.
But you know what the most dangerous part of all this is? It's not just the tech itself. It's the price tag, $1 to $4. That is literally all it takes to completely strip away someone's hidden identity. What used to take a whole team of specialized investigators and massive bloated budgets now costs about the same as a cheap cup of coffee. Basically, anyone with an internet connection and a few spare bucks can run a highly automated algorithmic investigation.
Part 2. The unforgetting machine.
This brings up a pretty chilling philosophical reality. Human memory, right? It naturally fades, it forgets, it moves on. And our privacy laws, like the GDPR's right to be forgotten in Europe, they're actually built on this very human metaphor. We just kind of assume that if we ask a company to delete a post, it's gone forever. Poof. But machine memory, it doesn't work like that at all. Databases are built for permanent, ACID-compliant integrity. When an AI ingests your data and trains its neural weights on it, that information is baked permanently into its computational structure.
Humans forget, machines remember. That quote from the Computer Law and Security Review really hits the nail on the head. A permanent algorithm simply cannot unlearn a piece of data just because you asked it to. Once it's in the machine, the ghost of that data remains there, statistically shaping the AI forever. You can't just hit delete.
Part 3. The target locked and the real-world stakes.
So who's actually in the crosshairs here? And look, this goes way beyond just catching criminals. The threat profile includes dissidents and political activists who are fighting oppressive governments. It includes marginalized groups facing severe real-world discrimination, corporate and government whistleblowers trying to expose corruption, journalists covering highly sensitive, dangerous topics. For these people, anonymity isn't some luxury or a cloak for bad behavior. It is a critical, fundamental safety tool. If an AI can unmask them for a few dollars, we are risking silencing the exact voices that protect our human rights.
And let's be completely clear, this technology crosses all political boundaries. It is totally impartial. Sources show authoritarian regimes are absolutely using massive facial recognition networks and social credit tracking to manage social behavior. But look over at democracies. We're seeing the exact same underlying technology being used for predictive policing algorithms, widespread commercial data brokering, and this constant mission creep, where systems designed for one specific purpose are just silently adapted for mass surveillance.
In fact, research from the MSI Journal of Multidisciplinary Research confirms that this kind of AI surveillance threatens fundamental human rights globally. What we're witnessing is a profound chilling effect on society. When people know their data can be scraped, analyzed, and effortlessly traced back to them, they self-censor. This silent erosion of our privacy actively destroys our freedom of expression, simply because we're afraid we are always being watched.
Part 4. Escaping the mesh.
So, the big question, how do we actually push back against this? Well, if you want to protect yourself on an individual level, evasion requires extreme discipline. You have to consciously diversify your writing style and your vocabulary across different accounts. You can never cross-reference your interests, the people you know, or your locations across different platforms. You got to vary your posting times completely randomly to break temporal patterns, and maybe most importantly, you have to entirely separate the physical devices and the networks you use for anonymous browsing from your identified personal accounts. Because I'm telling you, even the tiniest overlap is all the algorithm needs to connect the dots.
But let's be real here for a second. Individual evasion, it's exhausting, and ultimately, it's just not enough. We urgently, desperately need global coordination. Thankfully, organizations are pushing for international frameworks, like the UNESCO AI ethics recommendations, which were actually adopted by 193 countries and explicitly forbid mass AI surveillance. We absolutely need these kinds of open access frameworks to restrict automated scraping and legally mandate that AI systems respect human dignity.
The ultimate shield here is a global human rights framework, because AI operates in the cloud completely without borders. So our legal protections against mass surveillance, they have to do the exact same thing. We need cross-border solidarity to make absolutely sure that the technology meant to advance our society doesn't accidentally build an inescapable digital panopticon.
Because right now, the reality we face is absolute. Anonymity is dead. Subscribe, because